Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is blogging, and this is remarkably underutilized and yet really quite successful. Now, when we're talking about blogging nowadays, the predominant way that people go about doing this is using medium.com. Medium, if you haven't used it, is just this beautiful minimalistic way of creating content and consuming content that is the written word. So, one of the ways that you see founders leverage Medium for their launch is by creating a blog that essentially follows the journey of how their app got created. So, from the very beginning of idea conception, what are they doing? What are the problems that they're coming across? How are they solving them? And as humans, we're kind of suckers for storytelling. We really, really like a good story. We want to know, what challenges are the hero facing? How are they fighting it? How are they getting over it? And every step of their journey. So there's a few good examples for you to check out. And the first of which is a Mac app called Desk. And the guy who created it essentially documents a timeline of how he went about creating this thing. And even in the very beginning, 11 years before creation, he started blogging about the idea. I know a lot of you are suddenly going to tense up and say, oh my gosh, my great idea, if I just release it out there into the internet, what's going to happen? Somebody's going to steal it and then it will be lost. So, my answer for those people is that you vastly underestimate how much people procrastinate. There are so many people that I've met over the years, either through running London Appbury or working in tech, that have had amazing, fantastic ideas, and yet they lack that internal little hand that pushes them beyond the idea and getting them to actually work on it and pour their blood, sweat, and tears into this project. So I really wouldn't worry about people stealing your idea. And I can bet that if you go around telling every single person you meet your grand idea, 1 in 100 of those people will be tempted to steal it. But then they go home, and then there's Game of Thrones, and then there's ice cream, and then they'll forget about it. And also, if your idea is really truly that great, then you can bet that at least 5 people right now on Earth are working on it. So don't worry about it. Instead, be transparent. Blog about it. Tell people what you're doing and how it's going. And one of the great benefits of that is that you build up a following. And this is a slightly different following to those people that you have on your email list because you ask them to take action once only. And they might have declared that they're interested in downloading your app. But when you have a group of people who are following you along your journey of creation, those people really care. And that is the difference between a fan and a customer. So there's a really great blog by the guy who created Loose Leaf. And again, all the links are in the text below if you want to have a look at them. But basically what he did was he documented his journey for creating this app. And every step of the way, he faced problems or issues and documented some of his solutions. Now, some of those solutions are technical regarding how he coded certain things, and other ones were more related to the product or getting it out there. And at the end of the day, he had a whole bunch of followers who were really, really vested in the success of Loose Leaf, like people who cared about it, myself included. The emotion is very different because you really want that guy to succeed. You really want the app to succeed, and you care so much that you're willing to shout about it, you're willing to tell your friends about it, even though it doesn't benefit you at all and you're probably paying for it. That is the difference between a true fan and just a customer. So I highly urge you to start writing about your journey of creating your product and gather your fans around you who will support you, who will help you spread the word, who will care about the success of your product. So have a look at some of the examples in the text below and see how you can start emulating it. And I would highly recommend just starting out with Medium. It's really low effort. You sign up and you get your own beautiful blog. Writing in it is as simple as writing in Word, and adding pictures is pretty much just drag and drop. Forget about all those high effort ways of, buying a domain, setting up hosting, getting a WordPress theme installed on it, fiddling around with the settings, changing the layouts, blah, blah, blah. You don't need to do any of that. Just get a Medium account and start posting. The content is what matters.